Hey guys, how are you doing? Furo here, bringing you another new Hearthstone deck fresh from the Ungoro expansion. So today we are looking at a deck that used to be a joke. If you remember, Purify, which is this little card here, costing 2 mana, silence a friendly minion, and you will draw a card. So this one used to be a joke, the card was more or less unplayable, but with the Ungoro expansion, the silence deck, the Priest silence deck, is getting a few new tools. And with that, the deck is working, finally. And the deck was made by level 901, and he was going from rank 5, or rank 4 it was, rank 4, sorry. From rank 4 to legend with the deck. He's currently rank 20 legend on the ladder. So the deck is working really good. So what's the deck all about? You will play unit that cannot attack the enemy face. For example, the Ancient Watcher. You will play the Humongous Razorleaf or other huge units that will then combined with your combination from the priest cards, which is the Divine Spirit, for example, double a minion's health. You will play Power Word Shield, which will give a minion +2 health, and other buffing effects that will give more health, like the, where is it, Kabal Talonpriest here, which will give a friendly minion +3 health. Then if you have a huge minion with a lot of health in it, you will then just go for the Inner Fire, which is changing a minion's attack to be equal to its health, and then you have a huge minion that can just hit your opponent's face for a lot of damage and kill him in one turn. My biggest minion so far was at 36 attacks, so that's really a lot of damage and more than enough to kill your opponent. You will win kind of fast with the deck because your units, like the Ancient Watcher here, you are getting a 4/5 for 2 mana, which is insane. Then you will silence him with your various silence effects, so you have the normal silence, which is costing 0, or you could, for example, just play the Ancient Watcher on 2 and then the silence on the same turn if you need to. Normally that is not necessary because your opponent shouldn't know that you have the silence in hand. Then you can of course use stuff like Sunfury Protector, so even if you cannot attack, you have a nice little taunt there as a 4/5, so that's really good against more aggressive decks. And otherwise, of course, a Faceless Shambler is always helpful. You can, for example, use it on the Humongous Razorleaf, which is a new card from Ungoro, and he's costing 3, giving you a 4/8, and that's why the deck is working so great. The Humongous Razorleaf is the reason why Silence Priest is now in the business, because for 4/8 you just need 2 buffer. For example, if you buff him +6 health and then use the Divine Spirit and the Inner Fire, that is already nearly 30 damage that he can push. So Humongous Razorleaf, your MVP in the deck. But also another new card from the Ungoro expansion is the Bittertide Hydra. So that's a 5 mana 8/8 which can attack, but when the minion takes damage, he will deal 3 damage to your hero. Normally you don't care for the damage because you are the aggressor and you are trying to push damage in the face. If you are still in trouble with your life, then you can still silence the Bittertide Hydra. You will normally not do that, you will use the silence effect on the Humongous Razorleaf or the Ancient Watcher. But if you're in trouble with your health, use the silence also on the Bittertide Hydra. That's definitely worth it. For 5 you're getting an 8/8, so that's also really good on turn 5. A lot of damage you can push, and of course you can still buff the health here on this unit, and you can still use the Divine Spirit and the Inner Fire combination on that as well. Normally you're looking for other targets for the combination, but if you're in trouble, the Hydra might also save your ass. So far for the deck presentation then, and we will now play the deck a bit on the ladder. I have tried it out quite a lot over the last day and it was working decently for me. So let's go and play some Silence Priest. So boys and girls, let's try our luck today against the Druid first. We have a Humongous Razorleaf here, we have a Faceless Shambler, we have a Silence, and we have a Purify, plus we're getting the coin. So that is kinda interesting. With the coin we could then play the Humongous Razorleaf on turn 2. We can use the Silence, and we can of course use the Purify as well if we want to draw another card. And then on turn 2, Humongous Razorleaf as a 4/8. That is really huge. I would say we will keep both the Silence and the Purify, and we will also keep the Faceless Shambler to drop that on turn 4 on the Humongous Razorleaf, so we are getting a 4/8 in most cases, if he's not killing the Humongous Razorleaf early, but that is unlikely. I mean, he could use a mulch, but there's only normally 1 mulch in the Druid deck, if at all. Might be even 0 mulch, and then he has a problem with the Humongous Razorleaf. Okay, some Jade Idol stuff. Interesting, so that's a 1/1 here early on. We also got the Sunfury Protector. That's even better. Then we can just use the Humongous Razorleaf as a taunt as well, if we need to. For now, let's just pass. Let's see what our opponent's doing, if he's using some sort of wild growth. There you go. So he has a 1-1 and he's getting 1 extra mana. Bittertide Hydra, also very good. We are now going for the coin. We are going for the Humongous Razorleaf. And as explained earlier, we're not using the silence right now. We don't like to show our opponent that we can attack, but we can attack, of course, next turn. And because right now we could either play the Purify to draw another card, or we can just play Sunfury Protector and the silence here. We will check out what we are doing. So also got the Acolyte of Pain. Then I would say, right now he only has a 1-1. It is better to just go for the Acolyte of Pain here. We're using the silence our unit and hit it for 4 on the face. With the Acolyte of Pain then we can most likely get 2 cards out of the Acolyte at least. I mean, it could be that he's using some sort of destruction on the Acolyte, but then he has the destruction not for another huge target. So what is he doing? He's going just for the face. That is very nice of him. So we can just play the Faceless Shambler here. So we will draw 1 card first. Maybe there's something better, but normally, yeah, Northshire Cleric, we're just dropping the Faceless Shambler. We will copy the stats of the Humongous Razorleaf, we will go on the face. And if needed, if we need more cards, we could just play double Northshire Cleric, heal the Acolyte of Pain, for example, back, or the Faceless Shambler, depending on what we need to do. Then we are drawing 2 cards here. And with the 2 cards we should find some sort of combo, and then the game might already be over. Opponent is now using the Innervate. Ooh, another Innervate. Okay, so he's drawing 2 cards with the Gadgets and Auctioneer. He's dropping the Jade Spirit. And there's Powered Shield. Alright. I would say we need to kill the Gadgetzan. We're dropping the double Northshire Cleric. And we're healing back. We're drawing 2 more cards. We still have the Powered Shield here. There's a Kabal Talonpriest. And there is the Inner Fire. And with that in mind, we definitely are interested to just go for the face here. We will buff our Humongous Razorleaf, which is then a 4/10. Also, there is a Divine Spirit, so the game is probably over next turn. That is highly likely. If we use Kabal Talonpriest, if we then use the Divine Spirit and then the Inner Fire, that is more than enough. There's the Jade Behemoth. And the Jade Idol. We don't care for that. We just need to trade here into the Jade Behemoth, which we can easily do. And then the game is already over. Not a real problem. So Kabal Talonpriest, let's give him the most we can. We will use the Divine Spirit. We are using the Inner Fire. We have a 26-26 on the board. Winning the game kinda easily on turn 6. And there's a concede. Game 2, and we now have a Hunter as an opponent, which might be a bit tougher than the Druid. The Jade Druid last game was really slow, and there was not a chance for him, especially when he was not able to trade anyhow soon. So this is all not very good. I mean, the Soulpriest and the Circle of Healing can be useful depending on what the Hunter is playing. So you could play that then on turn 3, play Circle of Healing, and Soulpriest is clearing whatever the Hunter has. But if he is running a lot of Death Rattle units, so if he's playing the mid-range Hunter, not the stupid Quest Hunter, which is not that good, then of course the Soulpriest is clearing the units, but he's getting more units on board. I would say for now we are trying to replace everything and get some towns then on the board early. With the Sunfury Protector, for example. There is the Humongous Razorleaf. Ooh, double. Interesting. So we could just play Humongous Razorleaf on 2, another on 3, and then the Faceless Shambler. Opponent is starting with the Emerald Reaver, which is dealing 1 damage to each hero. That is very interesting. Why would you play this? I mean, it's a beast, and it's aggressive, so maybe he's playing super aggressive. That could be. We might not care too much for that. There's a secret. Alright, what are you up to? Divine Spirit? So, I heard you like Divine Spirit, Inner Fire on the Faceless. Let's go for the coin. Dropping the... there's a cat. There's a cat. Okay, so he's playing with aggressive Hunter, maybe. Anyway, we're dropping the Humongous Razorleaf here. We will go for another one next turn. You can push 6 right now, which is a lot, but not good enough to kill us in the next 2 turns. And we will then drop another Humongous. We get the Faceless Shambler with the 4/8. Oh boy, that is more than I wanted to see here. Northshire Cleric. In that case, change of plans, we're going for the Kabal Talonpriest. We're buffing the Humongous, so we are getting a bigger Faceless Shambler. Plus, of course, Faceless Shambler, Divine Spirit and Inner Fire, that would be then 22 damage. And we have a unit here to kill one of his units, hopefully. Versus Hunt. He can now adapt because he's controlling more than 2 units. And he's picking up the Poisonous. That is dangerous, so we need to kill the Poisonous. If he is not... Oh, he's just going for the face. Okay, so we are down to 9. Definitely need to kill the Poisonous in this situation. Otherwise you are running into trouble if your opponent just clearing your Faceless Shambler. We now have also Sunfury Protector. So that is another interesting card, because then we can just drop another Razorleaf next turn. And with the Sunfury Protector we are getting 2 huge towns here. That's pretty good. The Faceless Shambler should be able to kill at least 3 units here, hopefully. I mean, if he has a kill command, then we are only taking down maybe 2. Going for the Animal Companion, Leok, which is then buffing all the units here. Quite a lot of damage. Steady shot. Down to 6. So what are you doing? Hit, hit, hit. So we are taking another 5 damage then. Which on the other hand means that if we're not healing back here, we are already down. So we cannot do that. Cannot do that, unfortunately. So let's go for the Northshire Cleric. Going for the Sunfury Protector. And we will heal back here to 3. Which might still not be good enough. Depending on what he has in hand. I mean, kill command is killing us anyway. Even if there is no beast on board. Going for the Northshire down to 1. Unleash the Hounds. Okay, so hit that for 2. Then 9 on the Humongous Razorleaf. So we are still alive, barely. Oh, he's keeping the Northshire. That's kind of nice of him. He's hitting us another 4-2 with a steady shot. We are again down to 1. There is the Power Word Shield. So we need to heal back, that's for sure. We can then use... let's see, we could just use Power Word Shield. Divine. Is that enough? Yeah, that would be 6, right? So we could buff the Northshire Cleric, which is not that strong, of course. But that would be a 6... 6-6. 6-6 it is, with Taunt. Because if we buff the Sunfury Protector here, we have only a 1-1 Taunt. So it might be more worth it to buff the Northshire Cleric. Let's check that. Circle of Healing. Okay, we would heal the Leok as well. We would draw 2 cards then. Might help us. Give us a better decision. We can kill the Leok anyway. Ancient Watcher. We need to hurry a bit. Okay, we are doubling. Let's use... Let's doubling. We're getting a 10-10. We need to heal. Killing the Leok. 2 on his face. So we have a huge taunt here. Problem is again only that a kill command will kill us. He's just using steady shot now every turn, so we need to heal every turn our hero. A secret. Oh, if that's an explosive trap, we are going down so hard. If that's the cat, we should be still fine. Faceless Shambler. Oh man. Okay, let's try the powered shield first. If that's a cat, we will be fine. Inner fire. Wow. So Faceless Shambler it is. And then we're healing back. And I would say right now we are not going for the face. If that's the explosive, we are just dying here. We could otherwise wait a bit longer and kill him in 1 turn. Let's see if we buff the Sunfury Protector next time with the Kabal and then the Inner Fire. We would have a 6-6 here, and that would be more than enough, and then we can hit him in 1 turn. Let's just wait. The explosive is too dangerous. So he's just using steady shot again, of course. We will then heal back. Ancient Watcher. So again, just healing back. And we can also drop, if we like, let's drop the Humongous Razorleaf. Doesn't matter. If he's getting another Unleash the Hounds, he's not able to get behind the wall. So if he's not able to kill us here, we should win the game. If there's a freezing trap, we don't care too much for that. So then it doesn't really matter. So it's our turn again. There is Purify, and with that we're definitely winning. Even if that's the explosive, or if that's the if that is the freezing trap, we have enough damage on board. Getting the circle of healing as well. Let's heal back. Let's try out first what that is. It is the explosive trap, but we have more than enough damage here. So we can use a circle of healing if we want. Then we're drawing a lot of cards. We're using the inner fire, so we're getting an 8/8 here. And that is definitely more than enough damage. Was really close, we are down to 1 life. But in the end, it doesn't matter. A victory is a victory. So, it is game 3, and as you can see we're facing a warrior. And let's assume that warrior is just playing Pirate Warrior, right? So what we are doing is we definitely need to keep the Sunfury Protector. We need to drop the Hydra, also that's a nice card, but we cannot get any more damage into our face. Northshire Cleric should be okay. Purify should be okay if we get a unit to play that alongside, otherwise we should just drop that here. So Sunfury Protector. I mean, Ancient Watcher would be really good, right? So we can just do the Protector on that. Yeah, let's drop the Purify. We will just keep Northshire Cleric and Sunfury Protector. If we're not getting Ancient Watcher, we will just drop the Northshire Cleric here on turn 1, but there is one, which is good. So yeah, he's playing Pirate Warrior. That's the first mate. There is... oh, no patches, so he has patches in his hand. And there's a Bittertide Hydra. Cannot use that here, we're just dropping the Ancient Watcher. Depending on how high his damage output is on next turn, we might even just drop double Northshire Cleric and play the Sunfury Protector turn after. But then we are getting, yeah, there's patches. Then we are getting 2 towns here, which is definitely better. Plus we have the option to get more cards with the Clerics. Oh, there's also a Silence. So yeah, we're definitely going for the Clerics here. And we're using the Silence on the Ancient Watcher. We can then easily take down one of his pirates here without a problem. Plus we still can use the Sunfury Protector next turn. Plus we could use the healing and draw 2 cards if we need that. Going for the South Sea Captain, and he's killing one of the Northshire Clerics. What a mean guy. And that is really good. We are just getting the Circle of Healing. So we can just draw 2 more cards here. Plus we can still use the Sunfury Protector. Let's draw 2 cards. Units are getting back to full life. We get the Power Word Shield, which is even better. So why not just use the Power Word Shield? We're drawing another card. Getting Kabal Songstealer. We're using the Sunfury Protector. We have a 4/7 with Taunt here. We have a 1/3 with Taunt. And we can just buff the 4/7 even further with the Kabal Talonpriest. That should be a wall that the Pirate Warrior cannot really kill. On turn 4 he's dropping the Naga Corsair. And seriously, we don't care for that. Oh, we even got the Inner Fire. So we could just create a 10/10 here. Which is really, really sick.
You wish to live forever.
And because the Pirate Warrior has no real chance to kill a 10/10, we could even just go for the face. And don't care for the 5/4 here. So pushing him down to 16. If he wants to kill the 10/10, he would, for example, need an Ancient Reaper, but then he's also taking 10 points of damage. That's not good for him. He's going for the Heroic Strike. What will he do? And he is killing the 10/10, taking 10 points of damage. And he cannot take the armor. So he has 8 life left, but we're dealing another 6 here. Not a real chance for him. Humongous Razorleaf, so we could play that, but we can also just play the Bittertide Hydra. Let's go for 6 in the face. We don't care for the damage right now, and he's probably just conceding here. That was another super fast game. And normally you should expect that the Pirate Warrior is the one that is being the aggressor. But if you can drop the Ancient Watcher on 2 and then have some sort of help, some sort of silence or some sort of taunt for that, the Pirate Warrior normally has no chance against that. As you can see here now, That's a win streak. I have now 4 or 5 wins in a row with the deck, so that's kind of good. And I'm back on rank 7. Deck is really fun to play and you should try that out. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and more Hearthstone content is always on the way. So thank you for watching for today and hope to see you then in the next episode of Hearthstone Deck Guides. See you guys, have a good night. Bye bye.